So I'll just live my life in dreams of yesterday. Actually, I don't have one on. Hold on here.
Hi everybody, thank you so much for coming to the Grammy Feeds People Pahhty. It's the Pahhty, honoring Karen McGinnis and also Dave McGinnis, as I think you all know. So let's, yeah, exactly. Let's give it up for Mom and Dave. Well, this is, many of you know this is Reba, and she has worked very hard on putting this together, honoring her Grammy, and she has something that she would like to say about her Grammy, and I'm going to give a little bit more information about what's happening today. She wants me to go first now, that's so cute. Okay, so I'm going to go first just to say a little bit about what's happening here today so that people know what's going on. I'm so thrilled that everybody is eating. That's really the whole point, right? That is really the whole point. Thank you to everyone who has cooked and baked and just carved out time on your Sunday to be here. We know that you have a million other places that you could be right now. Thank you again to Jeff Jarvis, our live Elvis impersonator. Thank you. Also, thank you. We have another guest, Kelly Simpson from the Greater Worcester Community Foundation. She's going to be talking with us a little bit in a few minutes. So thank you, Kelly, for carving out time. I think you're also traveling tomorrow, so appreciate you being here. And my new friend Duha, I just want to say thank you. I don't know where you went, but you are my new friend from the YMCA who has basically offered private catering services here today. I am blown away. We met once, and I shared briefly about my mom. She shared briefly about hers, and she has brought so much food to share today, so I'm just blown away. So anyways, so what we're going to be doing here is introducing you guys to the to the Grammy Feeds People project. And some of you may know, Mom wrote her own cookbook during COVID. So when you guys think about what you were doing during COVID, and you're like looking at all those Post-it notes and recipe cards, right? Mom actually got so focused and she wrote the cookbook. The one that we have for sale here today is the 4th and final edition of Mom's Easy Favorites Cookbook. And Reba has been selling these cookbooks like it's her job. Amazing. Like doing the math, so good. So almost 200 of our family recipes are in the Easy Favorites Cookbook, and Mom was so happy and proud to share them. So thank you, because of course when we knew that Mom didn't have very much time left, one of the things that, we will always have our memories and have her in our hearts, but we'll certainly also get to have her in our bellies, which is so kind of weird but wonderful. And Mom would be so thrilled that, this is just a few snacks. Like the thing is from 2 to 4 o'clock today, but we're like, no, it's not a meal, but yes, so please eat. And when Reba learned about Grammy not having very much time left, so that was exactly a year ago, October of 2023, we were sharing about what is it that we most remember about Mom, about her Grammy. And it's certainly about feeding people, cooking. Many of you know that she didn't necessarily have to waitress, but she insisted on waitressing and feeding people food. Some of her best friends are here. I know you got to waitress alongside of Mom, Tina, so how great was that? And it really is the way that we can share her legacy. And some of you may or may not know this, but when she was selling her cookbooks in the restaurant was called Galante's, I believe it's Medway, right?
Yeah.
So she was waitressing there for about 3 years, and she was already selling her cookbooks with proceeds going to breast cancer research. And so it was one of these many things that I was going through after she passed away. It was like, oh my gosh, we need to keep this going. We need to keep this going. So we did, and we were able to pick up 100 new copies of the cookbooks. If you guys do get the cookbook today, it's $30 with all proceeds going to, after cost, obviously, with all proceeds going to the Grammy Feeds People fund that we did start this great fund. If you do buy it online, it's $40 because I need to go with Reba to the mailbox and we need to do all the things and ship it. There's also a digital option as well for $20. So thank you in advance for supporting that. And again, all net proceeds go to the Grammy Feeds People Fund, which we'll talk a little bit more when Kelly comes up to speak. So I think Reba has something that she's going to share. I'm going to hold the microphone for you, okay? And one of the things, oh, you want to hold it? Go ahead. And I want you guys to be thinking, we are going to pass the mic. It's totally optional. So after Reba speaks, we would love for other people to just sort of say, I'd love to share something about whether it's Karen or Dave. Please feel free to grab the mic and share your favorite memories as well. So here you go. Thanks, Reba.
My beloved Grammy, so sweet and kind-hearted. 3 of my favorite memories are 1, going ice skating, 2, going to Disney for a day, 3, kidnapping Grammy to take her to a drive-in movie. I lost my tooth in the popcorn. My adventures Grammy 1, Paw Patrol adventures on my bike 2, picking blackberries down the road and making them into blackberry jam. 3, going on a 2-mile walk in the forest. I had a wonderful time with Granny.
Okay. So totally optional, but when you think about Karen, when you think about your friend, is there anything that you would like to share? We're happy to pass the mic. My friend Nancy Cantor is here. Is here? Yes. So Nancy's a longtime friend, and she's so wonderful at helping with events and encouraging people. So, and nobody feels like, do what you like, but
It doesn't have a cord.
it does.
There's no cord, it's so easy.
So pass the mic.
Who would like to say something? Something simple, something little, something big?
Hello, my name is Cheryl, and Karen and I met in 1966 at Northeastern University. We became instant friends.
Keep the mic in your mouth.
We became instant friends while Karen was listening to Johnny Mathis and
Elvis.
and Frank Sinatra. I was listening to Led Zeppelin. But we just fell in love with each other instantly. Karen was a very talented writer, and we spent 2 years in the same classes at Northeastern, and it was very inspiring. We had one big adventure together. I was living out in San Francisco, and Karen called my mother and said, can I pick up her ice skates? Karen and I used to go over to Lars Anderson, and we would just have a great time ice skating and laughing. And so she came, and she spent a couple of weeks with me. Well, her friend, Granny, who grew up with her in Brookline, was living in Reno, Nevada, I believe, Reno or Carson City. So she invited us to come, and we spent the night, and I won $7, so I was able to actually see her Johnny Mathis live. And then finally we went, or tried to go skiing in Heavenly Valley, and we actually never got down the mountain. Karen never went up. I went up in the chairlift and ended up at the face of the mountain, and I said, there's no way I'm skiing this one. So I sat at the top with someone and drank hot toddies until the gondola came and brought me back down. Karen was a great friend, I'm sure you all know, and we miss her very much.
I wasn't planning on doing this, but it got past me. And the first time I met Karen, we were on the soccer field watching Reba for the very first time. And my name is Karen as well. And so we had a Karen cheering squad.
Feel free to just pass it along.
Pass it along. I'm not attached to it.
I met Karen once, and I know she was a remarkable person, and that has traveled a couple of generations. We've seen that here today.
You can pass it on. Yeah.
Hi, everybody. My name is Heidi, and I'm blessed to be Amy's big sister in one of the women's groups that we were a part of. And on occasion, we would have coffees. We do follow-up coffees, and it was all about be more you and enjoying fellowship and enjoying holding each other's dreams and goals. And Amy would bring her awesome mom, Karen, and all of a sudden, you'd see Amy, and then at one point, she had her mom, Karen, and then, before we knew it, we had Reva as well. So Karen's legacy of love is what I've been able to experience, and Amy and how much love she just cascades out into this world is just extraordinary. And to see little Reva and Bill and Amy's little one just create incredible miracles out there in the world. I was just super blessed to get to know Karen. And all of a sudden one day Amy said, my mom is doing jam sessions. I'm like, jam sessions? How cool is that? Making jam at your home to learn how to can. Canning with Karen, I think it was called. And so I said, I can have a party. And I was getting ready to host a party. And at one point, Karen brought over everything. Strawberries. She said, well, we need strawberries, we need sugar, so I was getting all the ingredients, had the cans. And I think at one point, I had friends coming over, but somebody in the family had COVID, so we weren't able to do it. But in that time, I was able to get connected with Karen, and all she kept sharing was how much she loved her kids, all of you. She just always would share, she was not only cooking up recipes, but she was cooking up so much love in her family, and would just always tell me how much she loved Amy and little Reva, her daughters, her son. And so just know you're so loved, and I was blessed, beyond blessed, to get to know her through Canning with Karen. Never got to get the recipe and see that, but was super blessed to just get that time to see how much she loves all of you, her friends and family.
We're very close to Amy, Danielle, any of your cousins, hey cousins, and we just love you pieces, and we love you, Adam and Emily, and we're thrilled that you're here today. What I can say is that Karen and Mickey produced 3 beautiful children, and I feel very close to all 3 of you. You're always welcome to the Mosher party every summer. And I share Karen's love of cooking, use some of her recipes to make her apple cinnamon cake today and her pumpkin bread. So enjoy.
Did you want to say something? No? Thank you. Okay, we're moving to this circle right now. Oh, let's start with you.
Okay. Hi, my name is Kathy Moffitt. I knew Karen through my son and her son, Adam. They were in kindergarten, the boys were, when I met her. And we did share recipes and stories, and Adam would spend time at my home, Todd would spend time at his parents' home. And the last time I saw her was when Adam got married. How many years ago was that? 2?
Just about first half.
2 years?
Yeah.
2 years ago. And we reminisced, and it was great seeing her. And I'm sure she'll be missed by many, many people. She was a wonderful person.
I also didn't rehearse anything, but
You didn't?
No.
Most of these people did.
My name is Andrea Miner. Many of you know me. I grew up with Amy, so I don't feel like I have one Karen moment, but just a lifetime of Karen. Just being kids over on Asari Drive, and stints in Northborough, and Amy and I did pretty much everything in our adult life together as well. Got married at the same time, we had babies at the same time, so Karen was there for all of my life events. I miss her very dearly. She was a wonderful woman. I'm so glad we can do this and carry on her legacy.
So everybody else? With the tan cowboy hat.
Well, there's a purpose for these hats today.
Please say something about that, because I don't know what that is.
Okay, well, Marlene, Karen, and I, we went to Tennessee. Well, we were actually supposed to be going to St. John, but that bad hurricane hit. So we said, well, let's not waste this, let's do something. So we ended up in Nashville. And we bought 3 pairs of boots, 3 hats, all for a good deal. So we thought we would just wear them today in honor of Karen, okay? I go back with Karen probably 60 years, at least. We met many years ago, and we have done so much together. We would travel together. We'd go to Aruba every year for 3 weeks. We went on a road trip for a month. We cooked together. We were going to start all kinds of businesses together. First it was a tea party, then we were going to make pies and whatever. So my whole adult life, I've been with Karen and Marlene. It's been the 3 of us, okay? And I'm going to miss her terribly. And I'm going to pass this mic on to her.
We were sisters.
Yes, we're sisters.
We're on the phone all the time and sharing the good and the bad. When I first met Karen, we were both dating our significant others, and we decided to start a second time around group, which met every fall at Karen's house. Yeah. And the rule was you had to be married more than once, or dating.
So we fit that bill.
Right. So if you were only married once, you weren't part of the club. So sorry for those people that weren't included. And we had so much fun. Karen would always come up with these games where you would hold a balloon between your legs and then try to pass it on to someone else.
The tin one.
Right. Or someone would hold a stick and try to put it in through a roll of toilet paper. Sorry for the younger people here. And your prizes were something from the garden.
Yeah.
A zucchini, tomatoes, or maybe we got to choose something at the time. Oh my God.
The Valentine's.
And every year we would have a Valentine's Day party, and the girls would go to the movies, and the guys would have to cook dinner. And we'd come back to the house in complete turmoil, but the food was delicious.
Yeah.
And that went on for about 5 or 6 years.
Oh yeah. It was really nice to have them cook.
I am so lucky to have had Karen in my life, and she's missed every day.
Hi, my name is Marvin. I'm the other half. And basically, I met Karen and Dave through Marlene, and through the parties and the events that we had with the second time around group. It was always a fun day. It was, Dave and I would be cracking jokes and laughing all day. And I look forward to going home with Karen's pickles and jellies and all that good stuff. She was a great cook, and it was a special time. I mean, when you look back as you get older and stuff like that, and special friends, I would consider them both a special friend. And Dave used to call Karen his special honey all the time, and we all clicked, we all got along, and we had things in common. And it was fun. So both of them are really missed.
My name's Karen Campabianco. I've known Karen for 40 years, and the first occasion was a party. My daughter, who was 5, was invited to a birthday party for Adam when they were in, hi Adam, preschool together. And I think of Karen again with parties. She used to throw at-home parties, like Tupperware parties. She would have a towel party. She would have a makeup party. She did jewelry parties. Always a home party of some kind. But anyway, her 3 kids and my 3 kids, our 3 kids, are very similar ages. So I've known her going through the school system. And the kids all got along really well, and she was a catalyst for getting people together, I have to say. So, and I'm gonna echo what you said, she will be missed, she is missed. So anyway, she's a good person, good dude. You wanna say anything? No. This is my daughter Beth, who is very friendly with Amy, and I think I'm all done.
Okey doke. All right, we've got another table. Adam, do you want to say anything?
Why not? Between the tabbouleh bites.
What's up with you? I don't know. I didn't realize you want to say something, and then you can go over here.
I don't know what to say. Obviously, my mom is my mom. It doesn't get any better than that. So, missed every day, and huge inspiration for me doing what I do. And I love to cook. Obviously, that's what I do. That's what I've done for like the last 30 years. I do actually own a little taco shop at this point in my life. Don't ask me how I got there. My background's French, but I wanted to join the Marines. My dad said no. And my mom said, "Why don't you look at culinary school, honey?" So we did, and went to school, graduated. My mom like helped me with everything, you know, as far as grants, scholarships, just everything. She was really into it. She always supported us, obviously. Huge inspiration. I grew up, I was a little guy, you know, cooking with my mom. As soon as I could see her with the countertop, I'd be in the kitchen cooking with her. While these two were out running around outside, I was making baked goods and whatever. The tabbouleh's really good. I made that. But yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. It's still hard to believe she's gone. But every time I pick up a chef knife or I look at her cookbook, I think that's one of the coolest gifts that she could have given to all of us. Just her love for the kitchen and for feeding people and just kind of pulling people together, and just food is everything really, food and family. So it's quite the gift that she left for all of us. I hope that who does get it, you guys enjoy it and make some recipes and think about my mom.
Beautiful. Yeah. Thanks, Adam.
My name is Candy, and I think I hold the record for knowing Karen the longest. Basically since we were born. Karen's mother and my mother played bridge together for years with a bunch of women, and I grew up calling her mother Aunt Sid. And I truly thought she was my aunt, as well as these other 4 women that they played with. And I must have been about 10 or 11 years old before I realized, no, she's not my aunt. But Karen and I grew up a long time together. We went through not so much bouts, but there were years when we didn't see each other because I lived down in Virginia. She came down to Virginia and visited one time. And then when I moved back up here to Massachusetts about 6 years ago, we connected again and were able to get together a couple of times a year to go out for lunch. But Karen was a very special person, and she will live in my heart always. And her kids and grandchildren meant the world to her. Like with Candy, we go way back. Maybe 6th grade, 1959, 60, whatever. Yeah, we were all very close together, and we all grew up and stayed in touch, thank God. And I miss her. Miss talking to her. She's such an easy person to talk to, and such a good friend. And I'm so happy that I met the children, Amy and Emily. And it was towards the end. That was we were fortunate, and then she rallied last month and a half or so, and we would visit her every week, and that was so tough, but it was, thank God we connected, and she was with friends and she was loved. No, I miss her very much.
We have somebody over here, and then we'll go back over here.
So thankful that this worked out for everyone to be here together. It's very worthy cause, and just thank you all so much. I think it really got summed up this morning. I was at Amy's house, and Reva said, Mom, I feel like Grammy just was here organizing this whole thing. And of course, Amy said, well, she was. I said, yeah, she even wrote a book for it, you know. But you know, I mean, life is life. No one can plan it better than life itself. But you know, I just wanted to share one. You know, Adam said he was knee-high looking over the counter, and I didn't, it never occurred to me growing up I could have baked with my mother, believe it or not. We just came inside and licked the beaters and like ate the cookies and said thanks. But yeah, so then, you know, I grew up a little bit, and someone asked me to put some cornbread together one day, and I didn't know the first thing about wet and dry. And then, so I messed that one up pretty good. And then I learned about making apple butter, and they were like, can you just can it for it? I was like, oh, and I called Mom, wrote her a letter, and I said, I'm so sorry, where was I all this time? You were in the kitchen. I don't know where I was, but I just, you know, as I grew older, my appreciation for her grew and grew and grew. And we were looking through some old cards this morning too, and it's amazing because you don't remember as time goes on all the things that came and went, and just, you know, reading through, like she saved every single card, every report card, every coloring page, I mean, you name it. I appreciate these ones who live closer who actually took the time to go through all of it. But in the mix of it all, yeah, you know, I was realizing, like, wow, you know, it takes growing up sometimes before you realize how much your parents really knew. So I don't know, I'm just thankful. I think this just really represents the big heart that my mom had, our mom, because she was just abounding with life and encouragement for people, and it causes people to want to draw together. And you know, even after, like, we have her cookbook, but we'd probably all be here even if she didn't have a cookbook, you know. So, just thankful for you all that you enriched our mother's life, and therefore you're enriching our lives because we could be here today.
Anybody else over here or anywhere who wants to kind of bring it home? Anybody else wants to say something? Yes, no?
I do.
Who's that? Oh, yeah. Oh, please, down here, okay. And you, Joe. We got you guys over here.
Okay.
Yeah,
If you don't mind, I'll just take a quick second. My name is Jeff Jarvis, and I met Karen and Dave just before, I don't remember which birthday it was of David's, but...
70th.
Which one was it?
70th.
70th? Yeah. Really? Wow. Well, I had gotten a call. I put an ad in one of the internet ads, eimpersonator.com, and so I got a phone call one day, and it was from Karen, and she said, well, I'm trying to plan this party for my future husband, and I was wondering if you could, you know, maybe sing into the telephone and audition for me. And I said, I haven't auditioned since I was 12. I've been entertaining 52 years. I've been doing this quite a long time. Now, how many of you folks were at the wedding? Okay, you remember that lunatic on the boat in the Elvis costume? Yeah, that was me. Okay, so now, if you were at that wedding, it was epic. From the moment we left the port till the moment we pulled up next to the Carnival cruise ship, and the people on the top deck of the Carnival cruise ship were pointing down at us. And I remember that when I got there, like a lot of people would be, having somebody come to your house and talk to you about a party that you don't know. She had a friend come over, and I don't know which one of you lunatics it was, but I'm sure it was one of you. And this woman who was there pretending to be adjusting the curtains and, you know, stuff like that. And I told Karen, I said, I'll put something down on the tape for you. And so we put the CD on, and I'm talking, and then the lady stops with the curtains, and she goes, "Is that you?" I said, "Well, yeah, that's me. You know, that's what I do. I do Elvis. I do about 30 different voices." And that day turned into a friendship that I didn't expect. Between the wedding, David calling me on a couple occasions when Karen wasn't doing well, and he wanted to put together some kind of a party for her, whether it was there was one at the airport, and then there was another one at that haunted restaurant, wherever the place was. I can't remember that, but when David was putting it together, he basically called and said, "I need your help." I said, "Well, what is it?" He said, "Well, Karen hasn't been doing well, and I need a court jester." It's basically what it was. And he said, "You know, I know you'll cheer her up." And it's been that inspiration from those two souls that I had the pleasure of meeting in my life. And I'm going to do a couple songs in a little while that were their favorites, and they're very difficult for me to get through. Okay, that's all I got for now. You want to follow that?
Yeah, thanks a lot. Hello, my name is Jay Stern. I cannot follow that. I'm just going to say a couple things real quick. Karen was my first cousin. Her mom, Aunt Sid, was my aunt. She was my first babysitter, and I have, you know, unbelievable memories with her throughout my life. She was probably the most, other than my mom, probably the most influential woman that I had. And when she died or passed, you know, that was a big hit since my mom passed 7 years ago. But anyways, Karen was always there, always, you know, for the time. I mean, obviously some of her friends were a little bit older, so I knew her from, you know, 59 onward. But she was always the nicest person, so easy to talk to. And then when, you know, and of course was going with Mickey and all, you know, and going with his bicycle, motorbike and all that. And then when she met Dave, great wedding on the harbor. That was excellent. But we can't believe that they're both gone. Great people. Karen's the nicest person I think that I ever met, besides my wife. And, but no, it was a big hole in everyone's heart. So that's all I want to say. Thank you for everyone coming here.
I just want to say one little thing. I mean, I didn't know Karen that well, but I think the joy of having an event like this is now I feel like I do. Like I know her. You all had a story that really clarified what she was to you, but I think the overarching thing that I heard is she was somebody who, and she loved cooking, and she expressed her love through food, and her kids really were influenced by who she was. And that's such a great legacy for anybody, for somebody to look out at their kids, their grandkids, and know like who you've been has made a huge difference in the world. So I know why I love my friend Amy so much, because she had such a great mother. So I'm going to turn it over to her.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, everybody, for sharing about Mom and about Dave. It's so special. And I want to thank Reba and her whole posse, her whole crew. You guys are doing such an amazing job representing the cookbooks. Let's give them a hand. So just a few kind of logistical things, and I'd love to introduce my friend Kelly from the Greater Worcester Community Foundation. So you guys, you probably already figured this all out. I'm so thrilled you're eating so much. There's more coming. There's more coffee. Coffee has been restored, so my apologies for that. So keep eating and drinking. Thank you. The books are over there, guys. In terms of books, I forgot to mention, although I think we have a note now. The books you can do, so cash, our cash queen is Pam Kane, in case you guys are paying cash for the cookbook or a cash donation to the fund. Yes, and I know you've already worked that out. And if you are doing a check for either the cookbook or the fund, that's okay too. It's on the table, so thank you guys. There's also pictures, a lot of pictures. Some pictures you actually might be in. If you've known us for a while, I was a little bit, with everything going on leading up to this, I didn't do the best job organizing the pictures, so they're just kind of on a back table, but I hope you enjoy looking at some of the pictures. I did hear a great story. Jeff, we had a couple of great talks leading up to this, and he said, your mother, she was like my second customer, and after that I've had over 3,500 Elvis gigs. So Mom was really quite entrepreneurial and always supported the entrepreneurs, so I love that. Again, thanks for being here.
All business.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so we are going to introduce Kelly Stimson, who I've known for probably, goodness, 15, 16 years at least. Actually, Kelly and Pam and I, we used to work together at the Greater Worcester Community Foundation. I was running a youth program for 8 years, and Kelly's been there for 18 years. That's amazing. So thank you for being here. And how many people have heard of the Greater Worcester Community Foundation? Okay, amazing. And I want to, thank, well, thank you all, but Adam, thank you. Pam, thank you for helping start the fund together. So we needed a minimum donation to start the fund, so that was amazing. And I knew that Kelly was still working there, and we're in good hands with Kelly Stimson. So I wanted her to just say a little bit about what is the Greater Worcester Community Foundation, if you have any questions at all, and she'll be hanging out here a little bit if you have any questions about the fund, the foundation, what happens to your money. P.S. It all goes to Mom's fund, but explain a little bit more, and thank you again for being here on a Sunday.
As Amy mentioned, my name is Kelly Stimson. I am the Vice President of Philanthropic Services at the Community Foundation. I've been there 18 years. I had the pleasure of meeting Amy when she started working at the foundation and running our YCI, our Youth for Community Improvement Program. Amy, you did that 8 years, okay. And so that was a program we're still running at the foundation that brings in local juniors and seniors from high school that come into the foundation, work with a staff member, and actually grant money back out to the community. And that's what a community foundation is. We're a grant maker. We have an endowment at the foundation, about $220 million, and from that endowment every year, we grant back somewhere between 8 and 10 million back to the community. For us, the community is all of Worcester County, so every community foundation, and you'll find them across the United States and beyond. What makes us distinct is that we each have our own geographic footprint. So all of our competitive grant making is concentrated here in Worcester County. And what's happened over time, we're going to be 50 years old next year. We were started in 1975. And individuals, families, organizations have come and created endowment funds with us to get to that $220 million. Each of those individual endowments are funds that Amy's been referring to that she created in memory of her mom. From those funds is how we then give back to the community. So even though there's a staff of about 13 of us that do the work, we wouldn't actually be here without hundreds and hundreds and thousands of people throughout Worcester County that have entrusted us since 1975 to create an endowment that allows us to give back. Amy, the fund that Amy created at the foundation is called Donor Advised Fund, and it has a purpose that supports issues that were close to Karen's heart and the family's heart. So proceeds and gifts that are given to the fund are invested, and then every year Amy and her family will make grants back out into the community in 2 areas. One is for breast cancer research, and you can correct me if I
And women dealing with breast cancer.
And women dealing with breast cancer, and the other one is food insecurity. So all donations that come into the fund to increase it will then ultimately be able to be granted back out to the community.
Does anybody have a question? If you have a question, and somebody else might have the same question, but it's pretty straightforward. My understanding is that we need a minimum of $10,000 to start, like that triggers giving back money to our community in Mom's name, and we're over 4,000 now, so that's really great. So thank you for those who have donated so far, and my goal is to get us to the 10,000 mark. It might sound a little bit ambitious, but I know we can do it. We've got a lot of interested people, and people are excited to help with this. By 1 year from the day that Mom passed away, which was December 16th. So the goal is to blow that out of the water by December 16th of this year. So thank you in advance for your contribution to that. And if you guys can see, I mean, hopefully I thought I made it easy, but then again, it's a little tricky to see. Lisa, would you shut the front light off there? It's right near you. So it's a little easier to see. You guys, who else gets away with this apron message? Grab your balls, it's canning time. Only Karen McGinnis would get away with this. So darn cute all the time. So let me just scroll through here. So, well, that's what we were doing, but we're just kind of casual about it, right? All the things that we're doing here today. So we are sharing, again, today is really announcing the Grammy Feeds People project. And the Grammy Feeds People project, you can get a lot more information on GrammyFeedsPeople.org, but really, we're continuing to sell Mom's cookbooks. All proceeds are going straight to the Grammy Feeds People Fund through the foundation every quarter. I'll be making that transfer. And if you guys have other memories you want to share, I know we've got some great music coming up with our Elvis, so thank you. That's going to be coming soon. If you guys wanted to share any memories directly with me or my brother or sister or anybody else, we want you to feel free to schmooze. We've got this room until 4 o'clock today. Please, if you haven't already, pick up a copy of Mom's Easy Favorites Cookbook. I want to give a huge shout out to the Tatnuck Bookseller, who allowed us to have this room free of charge. So they were so inspired by this mission. Normally book signings would be in this room, but a portion would be going back to the bookstore, understandably, as a business, and they allowed us to be here to support the mission. So again, please, I encourage you to donate to the Grammy Feeds People Fund. Help us reach our $10,000 goal, which again, by December 16th. And I do have, you guys, if you don't do QR codes, no stress. We can send you any of the information. I know some people aren't into QR codes, but if you do things through the QR code, you can just, on the left, it's a way to buy Mom's cookbook. If you buy the cookbook today, it's $30. If you buy it online separately from today, where we have to ship it to you, it's $40, again, with all proceeds going to the fund. And then to donate to the fund directly on the right-hand side, please, again, if you're a QR code person, you can get it through there and donate to the fund. If you want to donate a check today, I know Kelly can actually walk it back to the foundation when she goes back in this week. And again, just to clarify, and we do have a message up there, if you're writing a check, please write it directly to the Greater Worcester Community Foundation. And in the memo, please write Grammy Feeds People Fund. And Kelly will make sure it goes to the right place. Or you can go right through here and do a credit card transaction to the fund. So the QR code, it's just fancy for like a website. So just go straight, if you want to buy the cookbook, you can go straight through here. Let me show you guys real quick while we are here. Have a captured audience. And by the way, that's it. Yes, Reba, there's your face. There's Reba talking about all the things. So you can, did I just do that right? So that's the cookbook, you guys, and you can, I know, she's on the website. So you guys, this, an ebook, that's just the digital copy, is $20. The order the paperback, so no shipping. This would be in-person pickup only, so that's like today. We have them here today, and we have a signing. So Reba and I have been signing books. Make sure you guys, if you buy the book, you'll see that we've already signed your book, but if you want something else, come talk to us after. The paperback of the book is with shipping. You can click on that third. Let me just go back here, Angie, and answer your question about the fund. So guys, this will always be live. You can go to donate. Pardon this like academic moment here. But this takes you right to the Greater Worcester Community Foundation's site. So this is specific to Mom's Fund. Grammy Feeds People Fund is right here. This is on the greaterworcester.org site that Kelly referred to, and you can either do a one-time donation or a recurring donation to the amount. So thanks for that question. And if you guys do want to pay by check, again, either here today if you have one, or after the fact, Kelly Stimson's going to have her business cards, and you can just send it directly to Kelly. Again, write it to Greater Worcester Community Foundation. The memo will be Grammy Feeds People Fund. So thanks, everybody. Let's get back to the Pahhty. It's way too serious all of a sudden.